Good morning, Floss Tube. It is July 19th, Sunday, and I'm so happy to be back. It's been a little while, but I have waited to film because I wanted to have some finishes. Today I have 2 finishes and a little bit of progress on other pieces, not much, a little bit of haul, a book review, and a fun gift that I've enjoyed since I saw you last. So it will be a short video, but I'm happy to be here today. The main reason I'm filming right now is that one of the finishes is about to be given as a birthday gift. And you, if you've watched my channel before, will remember how long I have been working on this piece. So you will be happy to see it finished. I have to thank several people for pushing me and encouraging me to finish this piece, and also any of my WIPS that have been in the drawer for so long. One is a dear friend, one is a family member, and thank you guys. You know who you are. If it had not been for your encouragement, we would have these projects still in the drawer. So, as I often do, I will show my finishes first because I get excited and then I can't let them sit and stare at me. The first is our Ruby Anniversary Sampler from Cobweb Designs, which I reviewed, I think, in my last or next to last video. This is a company in Scotland, and this particular kit came in this adorable little bag. Some of them just come in the plastic envelopes, but if you go to cobwebdesigns.com, it's not on here actually, you will see all their wonderful offerings. Reasonable shipping, quick turnaround, wonderful customer service. So obviously I stitched this one in celebration of our 40th wedding anniversary, which is next weekend, I believe. Goodness, it's sneaking up. And so here is my finish. And when we are out of our COVID quarantine, we are hoping to take this to be framed for that special wall where I have my other designs that are on this oatmeal Ada that are the Scottish or historic samplers. But this was easy and fun, and I really like the way it turned out. As I've said, I would never pick these colors just to choose them. I love pinks and I love reds, but I don't normally stitch with those. But obviously the Ruby Anniversary, this is appropriate. I have looked and looked at these 2 bouquets of flowers on the graph because they're not the same, and that bothered me, but they are not charted the same. So that's interesting. But I think the full effect is delightful, and we are excited to have it to hang in our home. So, Cobweb Designs Anniversary Sampler. One of my listeners had said that she was looking on their website for a 30th anniversary, and I was very surprised they don't have that. Very sad. I wish they did. So the other finish was my Dimensions kit called Butterfly Dream, maybe Dreams. I don't have the preview here with me. I spent most of yesterday doing backstitch on this piece. And I had been doing backstitch all last week at night after work. I've never seen so much backstitch. This was not for the faint of heart, as I have texted a couple of people. The backstitch made the piece, there's no question about it, but it was not easy following what they have put on the graph and trying to transfer it to my piece was not easy. But I want to thank Mary Rose at Stitch Bliss Corner. I've talked about her so many times, for enabling me to do some couching on this piece. Would never have thought about it had it not been for Mary Rose. And to also feel free to take a little bit of artistic license, since this is my piece. She had done a beautiful Dimensions kit that was a view of Tuscany, I think. And I just loved her explanations of how she had made it her own. So keep that in mind as you look at this. I have taken a little bit of artistic license. I have definitely used a lot of couching. And we have a gift which I'm going to present to my daughter later today. This is my butterfly dreams. So last night, after stitching it, I pulled out the sewing machine. My sweet daughter got it threaded for me. I always struggle with that. And got this sewn into a pillow. We agreed that it needed as much color on the back as it had on the front, since there's no other embellishment. But I decided that the design was so busy and so bright that it really didn't need a button or an ornament or even a bow. I had thought about doing a little loop here, and there's a funny story about that. But let me let you see this up close so that you can see that back stitching. These butterfly veins, oh my goodness. And of course, I had finished these flowers first, but just to put all that in the right place, it was a challenge. And I tried very hard to sew right on the edge of the stitching, which I think I was able to do because the design had a square cutoff point. So you can see that the stitching goes right up to the edge of the pillow, I guess the word I'm looking for. And I hope I have stuffed this enough. I stuffed and stuffed and stuffed and tried to push stuffing into the corners. I did not clip these corners as much as I normally would because I was afraid to cut too close in case she ever wanted to take it apart and frame it. You never know. Let me just tell you quickly about the artistic license. So on this big bright flower, Dimensions had put French knots all around the flower, but not attached to the flower. And it just looked weird to me. The only thing I could have done had I had the beads would have been to put a bead where each French knot was, but attach it more to the edge of the flower. But I did not have that color beads. I don't have a bead collection, just ones that go to a Christmas angel I'm stitching, and then a few for Mill Hill Santas. So anyway, I didn't like the way those French knots looked, so I just left those off. As I said, if I'd had the beads, I might have put those. In fact, it would be so pretty to put black beads on the antenna. There we go, talking it through with you while I think of things. But this will go to my oldest daughter for her birthday, and I've had it in my collection for so long, and she knew it was coming. I'm grateful she's patient. And I also want to thank Samantha at Crafting Between Stitches for enabling me to purchase this originally. Samantha, I don't think you finished yours, but when you pull it back out, be prepared for a lot of stitching. It's a very small piece, but tons of stitching. The colors are just so cheering. And I'm looking at it, trying to decide a favorite part. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to say it's this flower. But I also love the little butterfly on the bottom. So, second finish, so excited. I will gift it and hope it will make her happy. Now, let me show some WIPS. Only a few have had progress because you know what I've been doing. The salve that my daughter and I, and also another viewer, well, I'll have to give her credit next video, is participating in our salve. And this is called Quaker Peace by My Big Toe, chosen for the sentiment during these very difficult times from the book of John. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. And we have not gotten very far, neither I nor my daughter. I'm not sure about our friend, but this is all I have. Oh, Kim, who is on Instagram, Kim Goldman, gave me the brilliant idea of, instead of doing this 2/2 on my 28 count even weave, to do it 1/1, which is brilliant. So it will be a much smaller, more manageable piece for framing. So we are doing this 1/1 on 28 count even weave. It is challenging to see, but I use my OttLight and my magnifier. So I am using for this my 2 Madeira flosses that I had used on another sampler, which I promised to bring and show you, and I just blanked on that, guys. I will bring it next time. Anyway, so these are Madeira, I don't know if these numbers matter, 910 and 912, I guess. And they're the ones that come out like this, and you do divide them, unlike the Valdani. You do divide them into strands. So we are excited to get that started. We're just not moving very fast because we've had other things going on. Then, this is a very old sampler that I've had in my stash years and years. And every time I thought of starting it, I could not find where I had put the floss. Everything else was together, but no floss. This is a Bucilla collection from the Smithsonian exhibit, or, well, they have it on exhibit. It is an American sampler from Connecticut called Esther Copp, 1765. And I originally found it on clearance at Hobby Lobby on a little trip we had taken back home, and the colors just yelled out, "Take me home." Well, my husband, bless him, always has a brilliant idea. He said, "Don't keep looking for the floss. It gives you the DMC colors. Let's just get the DMC out of your stash." Well, we ended up having to order 3 or 4, I think, but we got them. So I have been doing a little bit of work on this, and forgive me for not taking it out, but I just got it set up. So I had done the alphabet right when I'd gotten it years ago. So I decided, and those colors are not coming through, I'm sorry guys, to go ahead and get down here to get some of those beautiful colors in. Then I will finish this alphabet. So I've been working a little bit down here last night after finishing my butterflies. This is on the even weave that was in the kit, and I like it. I don't mind using what was in the kit. I like it with these colors. They are all DMC. And oh, I wish you could see better. So I will be taking this on a road trip that I'm taking in a week or two to help my younger daughter who is having twins. And so this will go with me. I doubt I will have much stitching time, which will be a good thing. I'll be busy with sweet little ones, but it will go just in case we have a little time at night. I think this will be fun. So the part I was just working on is right here. So that was that middle flower, and then I don't know if you can see anything. But isn't that lovely? And I'm just thrilled to do an American sampler. I've done the Scottish and the English, so this is fun. All right, a little tiny bit of stash. Actually, I don't think I have but one haul. Ha, tiny bit indeed. I had spoken to you about the Tudor Rose Guild that I had just become a member of and received. We were able to purchase this beautiful biscornu that Beth Twist designed for the Guild. I've never done a biscornu, but now that this has arrived, I would love to do this stitching. Maybe when I get back from my daughters, this would be a fun end of summer project. And I guess I will learn how to assemble a biscornu. But aren't those colors beautiful? love it. So that is my little bit of haul. And now my book review and my little life gift update that has been so much fun. Let me see if I can get my picture that I wanted to show you. Sorry for this view. You know that I am a big fan of Alexander McCall Smith, who is the Scottish writer of several series that are so delightful. And this book is the one I just finished that is from the #1 Ladies Detective Agency series. And this is the newest one, To the Land of Long Lost Friends. And of course, it's going to be hard to see. Precious Ramotsway is the female detective, and all of her friends and family and colleagues. So again, if you've never read Alexander McCall Smith, be sure to start at the beginning, whichever series you pick. This would be the end so far of the Ladies #1 Detective Agency. But in this particular book, Precious is able to visit with and catch up with friends from her hometown when she was a little girl. And they are able to solve a mystery for this friend, as well as another couple of fun dilemmas they're able to figure out. And there is some happy news at the end of the book for one of the characters that you've grown to love. So I won't give any spoilers if you've not read the book, but it takes place in Botswana in Africa, and you learn about that country as you read, which I have thoroughly enjoyed, and you absolutely fall in love with Precious and her people who are around her. So I recommend it as always. That's my recent one that I've loved. And finally, and we're on 17 minutes, I said short video. The sweet daughter who's going to receive the butterfly pillow today had chosen this for me for Mother's Day. And this is a tea brewing system, I guess you call it. Isn't that a beautiful cup? And I had to share it because, you know, I was trying to drink more tea and less coffee. This is really making it happen. So you have the little saucer or the lid that goes on the top. And then here is your filter. So you don't have to have a tea bag. You use loose tea. Put it right in here. And you put your tea in there and pour the boiling water. And then just put the lid on and steep for the amount of time. Well, will you look at these little packets that came with this system? They're too beautiful to use, although I have been using them. They even match. So you have different flavors, and all you do is open the package, and this is just enough for 1 cup to go in the tumbler. But I have actually been able to brew 2 cups with these leaves, and they're still very good. So this one is Darjeeling Quince, and then I have one that's Orange Jasmine. I've tried that one before. That is delicious. So I have enjoyed, even as hot as it is this summer, delightful teas in my new cup. And every day when I'm at work in the front room, still working from home, this goes with me and I enjoy a new flavor. And just this weekend, we cleaned out one of our cabinets where all of our tea was stored. And I now have a bin full tea bags, but also found some loose tea, which I can use in here. So I need to be sure to let my daughter know that this cup is getting tons of use. In Texas, we are still being very careful. COVID cases are going through the roof. So please take care. Stay home as much as you can. Please stay safe. Scary, scary times. If I do not see you before my road trip to see my daughter and help with those babies, I will either try to film from up there, or I'll be sure to film when I get back to share all the good news and appreciate your good thoughts and prayers for our road trip. It is a 2-day drive. I do have my youngest daughter going with me, which will be just more than fun for me and not having to go alone. But we just did not feel comfortable getting on an airplane yet. And since we're driving, we don't have to set a time to come back. We'll wait and see how my daughter does and how the babies are doing before we decide when we're coming back. And then his mother, the daddy's mother, will be on call to come to help once we leave. So that should be a sweet, special time for that little family. Maybe a sleepless one, but what a blessing. So I will update about the new babies and my trip, and thank you for listening today. Thank you for subscribing. If you've been with me a long time, your comments and your good thoughts and love mean so much. And as I said at the beginning, those friends who encourage finishes and enable new patterns, what would we do without each other? Take care. See you soon.